Ladies and gentlemen, at the home of Hip Hop Listen Vision, right across the street from Howard University, it is I, the Regal Tone T, and this young man in front of me. What is your name?
J-Kwon, the hip hop historian. How you doing, my brother?
J-Kwon, the hip hop historian, otherwise
right.
known as the Minister of
Information for Grandmaster Flash.
That's correct. Talk
yes,
to me.
sir.
Talk
yes,
to
sir.
me.
How you doing, my brother?
I'm very good. Good to see you, man. We just had...
Good to be seen, brother.
Absolutely. We just had an amazing event in there.
Yes, sir.
Hosted by Listen Vision, Jeremy Beav, and all of them.
House of Hip Hop.
Absolutely.
That's
House
right.
of Hip Hop.
That's right.
We inducted... Who did we induct?
We inducted Masta Ace.
Masta
and
Ace.
All right. We inducted the legendary Disco B of Grandmaster Flash and the 3 MCs, the Furious 4, and ultimately
that's correct.
My
That's
brother.
correct.
That's right.
Now, you being a hip hop historian,
yes, sir.
I'm just gonna go off the rip.
Yes, sir.
5 favorite hip hop albums, don't matter, beginning to now.
5 favorite hip hop
5
albums.
favorite, just go.
Wow. Molly Mall and Control Volume 1. Nation of Millions PE. Gotta have that in
Gotta
there.
have that.
Oh man. Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, The Message. The debut Brand Nubian album.
Ooh.
And for the it's so hard, man. We talking about something that spans 40 years, but man, LL bigger and tougher. But it's hard to do 5 out of, this thing is 40 years old now.
Yes, sir.
So it's hard to do 5. That's a strong 5. Tomorrow might be a different 5.
I'm saying.
That's it today, bro.
Absolutely.
That's the 5.
Now, what do you think is your biggest influence in terms of what you have done? What is your biggest influence over the period of time to get you to where you at right now? Like, what influenced you to get into the game anyway?
The influence of me to get in the game, I'm a MC and producer. Always been an MC. And the first time I ever heard Adventures of Grandmaster Flash on the Wheels of Steel, I knew I was put here to do something with records as well. So the thing that really made me want to be an MC, it was 2 groups. It was when I heard Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 on Super Rapping and Freedom. And when I heard the Treacherous 3 on their first string of records, At the Party and Body Rock. Both of those groups lyrically embodied something where I knew that everything else, a lot of stuff that was out at the time sounded like parody records, like they were almost trying to be humorous. But these guys were taking wordplay and poetic value and doing something with it. As a kid, I wrote poetry, so they were doing something over music that I said, okay, I was put here to do that. So I say hold on. Are you putting this online?
Yeah, I'm putting it on my YouTube channel. Matter of fact, before I forget, here you go.
Much appreciated,
that's
brother.
My information. It's going to be on the back.
Okay, so is this your cell phone?
That's my phone number.
Okay, I'm gonna send you a text after I lock you in.
Absolutely, please do.
So yeah, so those 2 groups, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 and the Treacherous 3, what they did with wordplay immediately made me know that I wanted to be an MC.
Mo D.
Oh man, Mo D the greatest. Mo D the greatest. What's up, Mo D? So that was my entry, and I had to learn my hip hop history backwards because I'm from Virginia. A lot of people assume I'm a New Yorker.
Really?
But I'm born and raised in Virginia.
What
Richmond, Virginia.
Damn, DMV, baby.
Yes, sir, all day long. The second home of Go-Go almost. We're right up the street from right where we are in D.C.
That's correct.
If you heard the early Trouble Funk live records, Drop the Bomb and stuff, they would shout out. They would shout out Richmond. So I grew up on all of that. But like I said, as a Virginian, I had to learn the history of the whole entire hip hop culture. I had to learn it backwards. So I loved the music so much that by the time the internet came around and I was in my mid-20s, I started to learn how to make websites and take the information that I had acquired over at that point, almost 20-some years, and started to put it on the internet and interview different people. And I've interviewed most of the early practitioners of this culture. So I'm a student, I'm a hip hop historian and lecturer, but I'm also always a student first. And so that's where it comes from, bro.
Now, I just wanted to get off. Now, I didn't know you were from Virginia.
Yes, sir.
I thought you were from, one of the boroughs and everything.
Most people assume that.
Now, being from the DMV,
yes, sir.
Did you find it harder to maneuver your way to get up there and learn the game? Or did you just learn the game because of the love? Because for me, it was the love of the culture. I'm born and raised up the street, D.C. all day, every day.
Yes, sir. Chocolate City.
Absolutely.
Original Chocolate City.
The original Chocolate City. Many people say I sound like I'm from New York. I'm like, nah, I'm from D.C.
Gotcha.
But the culture was so in me.
Same here.
I just gravitated towards it. Being from Virginia, do you think it was harder to get to where you are now? Or do you think it was easier?
to answer that in the simplest way, as you know, I've made records before. I'm an MC. As a artist and an MC, it was harder for me because up until the late '80s, you couldn't have been from anywhere but New York and be a successful recording artist. But as far as a historian, being from Virginia has helped me because it's unexpected. Like, you know, when I speak, like you said, the assumption for most people is what part of New York.
Right.
So the fact that I'm not a New Yorker, it was easier for me. And also, I believe because of the distance from New York, and a lot of us who are not from New York, I think we went a little harder with the cultural part of it because it wasn't in our backyard. Anything that's in your backyard, you don't respect it as much because you kind of take it for granted because it's right there.
That's
so
right.
right now in my own city, you know, I don't get the red carpet treatment that I get when I even come here 2 hours away from Virginia.
You guys remember the single Crooklyn Dodgers?
Of course.
Yeah. Hey DJ RBI, drop that track because in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The actual jacket Masta Ace wore on the cover of Brooklyn Dodgers.
And the video.
And the video. Man, you're gonna have an amazing display. It's gonna look great. Okay, now we have a little video that we would like to play before we induct Masta Ace. I'm gonna actually buy a little bit of time so my broadcast engineer can run.
Where I am today, you know, because honestly, I wouldn't be here without them. So the list goes like this, and it's not in this order, but the list is this: Run DMC, the Beastie Boys, LL Cool J, Cool G Rap, Masta Ace, Masta Ace, Masta Ace, Masta Ace, Masta Ace.
One, two, mic check, 1, 2. If I had to use one word to describe the career of Masta Ace, it would be one of reinvention. Like most of us, Ace came across my radar in about '88. He was featured on Marley Marl's genre-changing compilation LP, In Control Volume 1. On songs like Keep Your Eyes on the Prize and Simon Says, we were introduced to the Brownsville wordsmith, and he showed us why he was worthy of induction into Marley Marl's iconic Juice Group. It was Ace in his opening verse on the game-changing song The Symphony that cemented his worth and kept our ears peeled. The part that really caught me was, I project my voice so it's right in the crowd. There's a sign on the door, no biting allowed. And if you didn't read it, I suggest you do so, or you'll be stranded, just like Caruso, some of that Rakim wordplay and keeps that he spoke of earlier. So this kid didn't come and play around. I caught that very early.
So that distance makes it, and I think that helped me more than anything else. The fact that I'm from Virginia helped me as a historian because that's a surprise to a lot of people.
Wow, no doubt, no doubt. So, tell me some of the origins of where you began and how you began to do this from, you know, where you started.
As far as the historian part
Absolutely.
of it? Hold on one second. AOB, I'm gonna walk with y'all. Just give me one minute. As far as a historian?
Yes, sir.
Oh, it was definitely the internet. Long story short, my best friend at the time was going to law school in Virginia, and we were at the University of Richmond Law Library, and the internet was brand new. It was 95. It was brand new, and it wasn't even any Google yet. No Google, no YouTube, no social media. Brand new. I think you had to go to like excite.com or something like that to look up stuff. And I looked up hip hop, and the first two things that came up was an article on Run DMC and an article on KRS-One. On the whole entire internet, that's all that popped up when you search hip hop. So
That's it.
This is 1995, 1996. So at that moment, I said, I'm going to learn how to do websites, and I'm going to fill in the blanks because I know once this internet becomes bigger, people are not going to chronicle the Crash Crew, the Fantastic Five, and the L Brothers, Busy Bee, the Furious, anybody that came before records and the industry. I knew they would be left out. So I had a head start on everybody else who caught onto the internet later because I literally been online longer than 20 years chronicling this history. So it's all snowball. Right now I'm narrating documentaries, making my own documentary films, interviews. I'm authoring a book. I speak at colleges, and it's snowballed to that. But it started out just making a webpage.
Absolutely, my man. Listen, the best of the best to you.
You too,
Please,
brother.
we got to keep in contact.
You
I
definitely
got
will.
something special coming up for you.
Definitely.
And everybody else. It's going to be amazing. Don't forget my name.
Oh, I
Legal
definitely
Tone
won't.
T.
You locked in, bro.
Absolutely. I'm
Locked
going to
in.
put this on, and
Yes,
everything
sir.
is going to be everything. Listen, real quick. We got a big election coming up.
Yes, sir.
In a couple of days.
Yes, sir, we do.
What do you think is going to happen when the smoke clears?
Of course, we can't know that. I think despite what side wins, whenever we find out who won, I have a concern that the people who have reared their ugly heads for the last 4 years, they're not going to disappear, no matter who wins. If Trump wins, they're going to continue with more impact, and they're going to feel more empowered than they do now because they got another 4 years. And if Biden wins, I think we're going to see some probably isolated incidents of some craziness, because people don't want to give up power. People had a good run, they don't want to give their power up. So everybody got to, I hate to just use cliches and stay vigilant, but whatever they have to do is just pay attention to what's going on, because like I said, you can't get comfortable because your person won, because like I said, the ugliness that we've seen over the last 4 years is not going to disappear despite who's in office. All right, bro?
Thank you.
Hey, thank you,
Tell them
brother.
what your name is once again for the people that don't know, please.
My name is J-Kwon, hip-hop historian.
Hip-hop historian.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
All right. Peace.